Ever feel like you're stuck in a loop with your credit card debt, making payments but never seeing the balance go down? What if I told you that's not an accident? Your credit card isn't broken. It's working exactly as it was designed to. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the one credit card trap that almost nobody talks about. But almost everyone falls into. This isn't about shaming anyone for having debt. It's about understanding the system so you can finally beat it. Let's start with the core uncomfortable truth. Banks and credit card companies are businesses. Their goal is to make money. And how do they make the most money from you? It's not when you pay your bill in full every month. It's not even when you default and they have to chase you for the money. The sweet spot for them, the most profitable customer, is someone who stays in debt for a very, very long time. They want you to be what I call comfortably in debt. What does that mean? It means you're making your payments every month, so you feel responsible. You're not getting threatening calls or seeing your credit score plummet. You're just comfortable, and the key to keeping you in the state is the minimum payment. That tiny little number on your statement seems like a lifesaver, right? When money is tight, paying just that small amount feels like you're doing what you're supposed to. But it's actually the most expensive choice you can make. The minimum payment is scientifically calculated to be just enough to cover the interest from the past month, plus a tiny fraction of the actual money you borrowed. The principal, we're talking maybe 1 or 2% of the principal balance. This design ensures that your debt shrinks at a glacial pace, while the interest keeps piling up month after month, year after year. It's a system designed to maximize the time you're paying them, not to help you get out of debt quickly. Think of it like trying to bail out a slowly sinking boat with a teaspoon. You're working, you're bailing, but the water level isn't really changing. Let's put some real numbers to this to see how dramatic the impact is. Imagine you have a $5,000 balance on a credit card. It's a common scenario. Maybe it was an emergency, a big move, or just life expenses that added up over time. Let's say the interest rate is a pretty standard 20% APR. Your minimum payment might be calculated as 2% of the balance, which would start at $100. That sounds manageable, right? $100 a month to handle a $5,000 debt. But here's the trap. If you only ever pay that minimum amount each month, do you know how long it would take to pay off that $5,000? It would take you over 23 years. Let that sink in. 23 years. And even more shocking, over that time you would have paid more than $7,000 in interest alone. That's on top of the original $5,000 you borrowed. So your $5,000 debt actually costs you over $12,000. You paid more in interest than the original amount you spent. You could have bought a second, more expensive item for the price of borrowing for the first one. This is the comfortably in debt trap in action. For 23 years, the bank collects interest from you. You feel like you're doing the right thing by paying every month, but in reality, you're just treading water. And the bank is profiting immensely from your slow progress. The trap isn't the debt itself. It's the illusion of progress that the minimum payment creates. It lulls you into a false sense of security while quietly draining your future wealth. Now, I want to be very clear about something. Credit cards are not inherently evil. I use them. Most financially savvy people use them. They are incredibly useful tools for convenience, for building a credit history, for purchase protection, and for earning rewards like cashback or travel points. A credit card is a tool, just like a power saw. In the right hands, a power saw can help you build a beautiful piece of furniture. But if you don't know how to use it, if you don't respect its power and understand the safety rules, you can get seriously hurt. The problem is that we are handed these powerful financial tools, often as young adults, with almost no instruction on how to use them safely. The bank sends you the card, tells you your credit limit, and highlights the low minimum payment. They don't send you a brochure that says, "Warning, if you only pay the minimum, you will pay us thousands of extra dollars and waste years of your life." Why would they? That's not good for their business model. They're counting on you not knowing the rules of the game. They're counting on you to see the minimum payment as a friendly suggestion, not as the financial trap it truly is. So, how do you escape this trap? Or better yet, avoid it altogether? The first and most crucial step is a mindset shift. You have to stop looking at the minimum payment as an option. From now on, I want you to mentally cross it out on your statement. Pretend it doesn't exist. Your new minimum payment is the one you set for yourself, and it should always be as much as you can possibly afford. The first practical step is to gain clarity. You need to know exactly what you're up against. Log into all of your credit card accounts. Create a simple spreadsheet or just write it down on a piece of paper. List each card, the total balance you owe, and the interest rate, or APR, for each one. Seeing the total number in black and white can be scary, I know. But you cannot fight an enemy. You cannot see. This is your financial battlefield, and you need a map. Once you have your list, it's time to make a plan of attack. There are two popular methods for paying down debt, and both are effective. It just depends on what motivates you. The first is the debt avalanche method. With this strategy, you continue to make the minimum payments on all your cards, but you throw every extra dollar you have at the cart with the highest interest rate. Mathematically, this is the fastest and cheapest way to get out of debt, because you are eliminating the most expensive debt first. Once that card is paid off, you take all the money you were paying on it, the minimum plus the extra, and roll it over to the card with the next highest interest rate. You create an avalanche of money that gets bigger and bigger as you pay off each debt. The second method is the debt snowball, made famous by Dave Ramsey. With this one, you again make minimum payments on everything, but you focus all your extra cash on the card with the smallest balance, regardless of the interest rate. Once that smallest debt is gone, you roll that payment over to the next smallest balance. The psychological win of paying off a card completely, even a small one, gives you a huge boost of motivation and momentum. It feels good to cross a debt off your list, and that feeling encourages you to keep going. Which one is right for you? If you're a numbers person who loves optimization, go for the avalanche. If you need those quick wins to stay motivated, the snowball is your friend. The best plan is the one you will actually stick with. Now, you might be thinking, that's great, but I don't have any extra money to throw at my debt. I hear you. This is where you have to get creative and little ruthless with your budget. Track your spending for a month. Every single dollar. You will be shocked at where your money is going. That daily coffee, the streaming services you don't use, the takeout you order when you're tired, it all adds up. Finding an extra $50 or $100 a month to put towards your debt can literally save you thousands of dollars and shave years off your repayment timeline. It's about making a short-term sacrifice for a massive long-term gain. Think about what you could do with that money once you're debt-free. That's your motivation. Remember, the trap isn't just about the money you lose to interest. It's about the life you're not living because your income is tied up servicing old debt. It's the opportunities you miss, the investments you can't make, the freedom you don't have. Breaking free from this cycle is about reclaiming your financial future. It's about making your money work for you, not for the bank. The credit card system is designed to keep you paying, but you don't have to play their game. By understanding how the minimum payment trap works, by creating a clear plan, and by committing to paying more than the bare minimum, you can take back control. The trap isn't having debt. The trap is not knowing how the system works. Now you know. The power is back in your hands. Please remember, all the information in this video is for educational purposes and should not be considered financial advice. You should always consult with a qualified financial professional to make decisions for your own personal situation. Thanks so much for watching. If this video opened your eyes, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content that helps you master your money. Let me know in the comments if you've ever felt stuck in the minimum payment trap. You're not alone. See you in the next video.